Listen, I'm a, as you know, native New Yorker, born in Brooklyn, raised in Staten Island.
Shaolin.
Which means a few things. Gotta love Billy Joel.
Mandatory.
That's true. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Or Bruce, because certainly Staten Island, where I'm from, is kind of like a borough of New Jersey.
Usually both.
In some respects, there's 3 bridges attaching Staten Island to New Jersey and 1 to New York City, but the rest of New York City. And that also means you got to love Robert De Niro. And so when we first came on the air 10 plus years ago, and if you asked me to make up a list of the 5 celebrity guests I'd want, De Niro would be one of them. And that moment is about to arrive in hour number 3. And in celebration, if you will, of that being I said, how about if I do a top 5 list and you guys are like, it's a Wednesday, it's a power rankings day.
Yeah.
Power ranking Robert De Niro movies. Hit it.
This is my
Power rankings.
There are many like it, but this one is mine.
Power rankings.
All right, here we go.
Yes.
I've got my power rankings list of Robert De Niro films. We don't need any music. Here we go. Number 10. You guys are gonna look at me for some of these and go, "What are you talking about?" Okay?
Probably. More than likely.
And this is the first one. You know how much I love this movie. It is maybe the most underrated Robert De Niro movie ever. It's a 1998 thriller called Ronin. And it's directed by John Frankenheimer, who is one of the best directors of all time. And he plays an American mercenary hired to, along with a team of mercenaries, steal a briefcase in some caper in Nice. And there are some car chases that are some of the most amazing car chases you will ever see. He is amazing in it. 1998 Ronin. You must see it if you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
All right. Number 9 on this list from 1978. It is one of his first Oscar-nominated roles as well, and as a multiple Oscar-nominated role. The Deer Hunter. Did you guys ever see The Deer Hunter in 1978? The cast is unbelievable. Yep. John Savage and Meryl Streep, Christopher Walken. There's a scene involving Russian roulette that you need to, it's a white knuckler.
That I have seen.
John Cazale, who's been in only Oscar-nominated films in his entire life, which was cut short. The Deer Hunter in 1978, the impact of the Vietnam War in a small steel mill town in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Johnstown.
Number 8. Here we go. We're finally going to hit Scorsese and gangster movies. Number 8, 1995, Casino. Number 8 on the list.
That's kind of low.
Oh, dude. Please, wait till you hear the rest of it. All right.
Casino's pretty low.
Sam East Rothstein, Vegas, and we're going to ask him about Rickles later on. Apparently, Rickles was heckling him in the entire shoot. I can't wait to bring this up to De Niro in hour number 3. Casino's number 8. Number 7 from 1987. He plays Al Capone in The Untouchables, which is a stellar movie. Every scene he is in is just crackling on the screen. I wish he was in it more in The Untouchables. The scene in which he busts up one of his minions' skull with a baseball bat, giving a speech about what baseball is all about. When you're standing alone at the plate, it's time for what? Individual achievement. When you're out in the field, you're part of a team. Number 7 on the list, The Untouchables. Number 6, 1995, wrapping up the lower 5 is Heat.
Ooh, that's low too.
Neil McCauley, he plays a career criminal who never gets attached to anything he's not willing to walk out on in 30 seconds. Flat if he's feeling the heat around the corner. And the scene with him and Pacino in the diner, the first scene ever with the two of them on the same screen. Obviously, we're in the same movie before with Godfather Part 2. But that said, I will bring this up to De Niro in hour number 3. Number 5 on the list, and I know the pushback I'm going to get. I don't care. It's the greatest comedy of all time. It's Midnight Run. 1988 is a perfect movie. It is a beautiful movie. He plays Jack Walsh, a foul-mouthed bounty hunter needing to get a mafia accountant played by Charles Grodin to jail before he is killed by his boss. Serrano's got the discs, all of that stuff. It's amazing. That's number 5 on the list. Number 4, here we go. It's going to get serious now. 1976, he plays a taxi driver named Travis Bickle, who goes slowly insane when the girl he's trying to date rejects him. and he has murderous thoughts. Jodie Foster is in it. Albert Brooks is in it. Sybil Shepherd is absolutely stellar in it in many ways, shapes, and forms. Peter Boyle, it is a Scorsese film. He was nominated for an Oscar, didn't get it. Godfather Part 2 was the role before it. He followed up Godfather Part 2 with this. Number 3 on the list, he won an Oscar as Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull in 1980. Just a tour de force as much as they come. And to call this a boxing movie is kind of crazy. But it is one of Scorsese's finest, him with it. So that leaves now 2. And I went back and forth about it. And it is number 2 on the list. The greatest sequel ever. I'm putting The Godfather Part 2 here. It is the first Oscar-nominated win for him. He was his first Oscar nomination, and he won it. By the way, he wasn't at the ceremony. I don't think I'm going to have enough time to speak with him about that because there's so much to talk about with De Niro. Yeah. But him playing the young Vito Corleone, or Corleone, he was part of the greatest sequel ever. And that's number 2. Number 1 is Goodfellas. 1990, playing Jimmy Conway. Believe it or not nominated for this film. And then Goodfellas, we all know, lost to Dancing with Wolves. So I have to put this number 1. It is an opus. It is the greatest. He is amazing in it. Every single mannerism, every single word, every single moment. It is the number 1 movie on the list of my power rankings of Robert De Niro films, in advance of Robert De Niro joining us in 20 some odd minutes time on this program.
You seem excited.
I am very excited.
I love that. Love Goodfellas number 1. The only Oscar winner from that movie, Joe Pesci, won for supporting. Everyone else got snubbed. Writing snubbed.
Listen,
a
Marty.
lot of movies got snubbed from this list.
Well, I mean, I was thinking Cape Fear.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
in terms of other
Cape Fear is a good one.
In terms of other comedies, Analyze This is always forgotten with Billy Crystal before Meet the Parents.
Good one.
King of Comedy is a totally underrated movie he did with Scorsese and Jerry Lewis. But that's my power rankings of Robert De Niro movies. Still here. What else would, I know you love Heat. I know you'd have put Heat in the top 5, but how?
I would have had Heat in the top 5.
Well,
but I know it's personally your list. I know how much you love Midnight Run. It's all good.
When was the last time you saw Midnight Run?
I mean, I've seen it in the last few years.
Okay.
It's not
Perfect.
It's not better than Heat.
Once Upon a Time in America.
What are you taking off?
I'm not a Midnight Run fan, but this is your list and these are your favorites.
Midnight Run is just the greatest. Yaphet Kotto is Agent Alonzo Mosley of the FBI.
If we're talking top 20,
Dennis
top 20
Farina.
for sure.
Well, Meet the Fockers.
Meet the Parents.
Meet the Parents, yeah.
If any of them, if that was even going to crack the list, and I don't know.
Meet the Parents is really funny.
I cannot tell you. I watched Ronan on one of the flights to Europe last year, just because it is so exhilarating. It is some of the best. If you ask any cinephile, give me the best car chase scenes in the history of the movies.
Yeah, Ronan's up there. No, Ronan's good.
It's up there with like the French Connection and unreal.
Wag the Dog's pretty good.
Wag the Dog, him, was that Barry Levinson? Wag the Dog? Because Barry Levinson is the director of the Alto Nights, which is one of the projects that.
Yeah, that is Barry Levinson.
Okay.
Yeah. David Mamet's one of the writers.
Right. And
that movie's really good.
Mamet wrote The Untouchables.
Did we mention A Bronx Tale? I can't remember.
Didn't mention that.
No.
That's also
didn't mention it.
He's got so many. It's impossible to.
The Fan.
Yeah.
The Fan. Get out of here, man. Come on. I mean, if you Cape Fear.
Yeah. That I'd love.
He got nominated for Cape Fear.
Max Cady.
He was beyond frightening.
It's not necessarily.
Well, Mean Streets, I was going to put that, but Mean Streets is just, I know my audience here in a little way too.
Sure.
So if you're going to go 70s, I was going to go Deer Hunter over Mean Streets, which was the first movie he did with Scorsese. Harvey Keitel was in that as well. It kind of put De Niro on the map. Then he goes on a run of The Godfather Part 2 and Taxi Driver back to back with Raging Bull behind it. Like, get out of here.
So he's got 121 acting credits. Rich, where was War with Grandpa?
All right.
Oh,
He's not on yet, right? We didn't hear that, did he?
We get one more?
I am not going to mention that. Stop it! I can't believe this was the first De Niro movie my children saw. I'm so upset. Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.